Hello everyone, how are you all? So thank you for becoming our members to our channel. And guys, we are going to see today a topic on transport phenomena. The topic is related to Stokes law. So we will calculate here the viscosity using this Stokes formula, and there has been asked questions regarding this in the gate. So let us see. For this, there is a system. Right? Suppose you take a container and we have a liquid. Right? So you can think like a liquid we have in the case of like molten metal. We have the slag and this molten metal of iron, slag, everything like this. So this is the similar case because it finds application over there, right? So this is a container, it contains some liquid. Now in this liquid there is a solid particle which is traveling, right? So it is traveling in this downward direction. So once it is traveling in this downward direction, and this is traveling because of this gravitational force, right? Because the density of this solid will be greater than the density of this liquid, and it will go down because of the gravitational force, right? So when it goes down, then there will be different forces acting on this, right? So one force is your buoyant force, right? This is because of the buoyancy, and the other force which acts is the drag force, right? So why this drag force comes? Because there is a liquid, and if you are passing something over there, then because of this property of viscosity there will be a force, right? So this drag force, whatever it is there, so it is derived using this Stokes law, and this drag force, that is F of F, that is also called as frictional force. We can write it as 6 pi mu, that is viscosity into velocity with which this is moving, right, into R, the radius of this solid particle. Suppose here it is a sphere, right? So we consider this as a sphere. So this radius is, it has got radius R. Okay, this is the frictional force. The next is your buoyant force, right? So what is the amount of buoyant force which is experienced? It is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced by the solid, right? So what is the amount of liquid displaced? It will be equal to the volume of that solid. So the first it will be volume 4 by 3 pi r cube, and if you multiply this volume with the density of this liquid, because it is amount of weight of the liquid that is displayed. So rho of liquid and into G to calculate force, to convert it into force, right? So this is your FB, right? So this is F of F, this is F of D, and here F of G. G means due to gravitation. There is a natural force, that is a gravitation. So this Fg will be equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube into the density of what? It will be solid, right? So density of solid into G. Okay guys? Now you see here that when this solid basically starts moving downward, then it attains a constant velocity. This constant velocity is also termed as this V, that is called a terminal velocity. So we can write it as Vt also, right? This is called a terminal velocity. So now at one point of time, so these all will be considered in a equilibrium. So when it is considered in a equilibrium, these forces are balanced. So what is the balance equation if you write? So it will be F of F plus F of B is equal to F of G, right everyone? So now let us write this one. So F of F, that is 6 pi mu V T into R plus 4 by 3 pi R cube into density of liquid into G is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube density of solid into G, right? This is the expression. Now we have to calculate this viscosity. So we will take this term in the right hand side. So we can write it as 6 pi mu Vt R is equal to 4 by 3 pi R cube G rho S minus rho L. Yes? Fine? Okay. So next step, what can we do? We will write this mu and we will take this 6 pi Vt R into the right hand side, right? So this will give us Vt is equal to 4 by 3 pi R cube G rho S minus rho L divided by 6 pi mu Vt into R, right? So sorry, this is your mu, right? This is your mu, that is viscosity. So this mu can be written as pi cancel, right? So R, it will be R square, then 6 it will be 3, and here 2. So we can write it as 2 by 9 G R square rho S minus rho L divided by V, right? So this is the expression for this viscosity. V can be written as Vt, right? Guys, we will solve a problem also which is asked in GATE 2008. GATE 2008 question number 70 from this book, right? This is the question. Deoxidation of liquid steel with ferrosilicon produces spherical silica particles. The particles of 5 micrometer diameter takes 3000 minutes to float up through 2 meter height of liquid steel. For a particle of 50 micrometer diameter to float up through the same height, the time required in minute is. Okay. So this is problem which is related to the same concept which we have discussed, right? So guys, only one thing here it is difference is that it is telling you that it is producing ferrosilicon, right? And this is floating, that means it is moving upward. In the previous case, while derivation we had taken that the particle was moving downward, right? So now when it is moving upward, suppose this is your solid, right? So this buoyant force will always act in the upward direction, no problem. And this force of gravitation will act in the downward direction. But the drag force, right? The drag force, whichever it is there, so that will act in this downward direction also, because this particle is moving upward. So this frictional force is always opposite to that, right? So once it is there, so here force balance will be something like this: Fg plus Ff equal to Fb, right? So this implies Fg, that is gravitational. So it will be 4 by 3 pi r cube rho of solid G plus 6 pi mu V r is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube rho of liquid into G, right? So equation looks the same, right? So here the only difference will be once you find this mu, so mu will be nothing but 2 by 9 G r square. And here it will be rho of liquid will come first, then rho of solid will come first, a second, right? Right? Because here rho of solid, that means density of solid is low, that's why it is floating up, right? So that's why here it comes rho of liquid minus rho of solid. Okay guys? Okay. So now let us use this same concept. So it is telling you in the first case The size of this particle is 5 micrometer diameter. So what will be the radius? 2.5. Okay. Takes 3000 minutes to float up through 2 meter height. That means it is giving you the velocity with which it is floating. That means 3000 minutes, that is distance by time. So 2 meter divided by 3000 minutes is the speed, right? Now for a particle of 50 micrometer diameter to float up through the same height, the time required is, okay, right? So guys, the distance which is to be traveled in both cases, suppose this is your silica particle, so it has travelled to 2 meter height. In the first case, it is taking 3000 a minute, right? So T1 it is 3000 minute, and what is your radius one? It is 2.5 micrometer, right? T2 we have to calculate, and the radius 2 we have got 50, that means 25 micrometer. Okay. Now let me rub this. So guys, velocity, how can we write? We have seen right now here mu is equal to 2 by 9 gr square rho liquid minus rho solid by v. So how can you write? Velocity will take over here and it will be viscosity, right? So here G will be same, viscosity of liquid, that is slack, will be same, rho of liquid and rho of solid will be same. So this velocity is directly proportional to your r square, right? So in the first case it is 2 meter by 3000 minutes, right? So we can equate it with like r1, so it can be 2.5 r square with some k value, right? In the second case it will be 2 divided by the time that we need to calculate, so will be k value, and here it will be 25 square. So let us divide both equations. So when we divide, so it will be 2 cancel. So t by 3000 is equal to 2.5 by 25 whole square. So we can write it as 10, right? So t by 3000 is equal to 1 by 100. So 100, so t is equal to 30 minutes, right? So this is the time which it will take to float up, right? Okay guys, so hope this has cleared your concept. So thank you everyone, thank you.